Environmentalists are criticizing a plan by the state DEP that would eliminate the division that conducts scientific research for the department. DEP officials say that they're making the change to help improve their decision-making. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has that story.
Setting standards for the cleanup of contaminated soil, developing warnings for mercury in fish, and establishing buffers around streams to protect water quality. Those are examples of some of the work of the Division of Science and Research.
Back in the 80s and 90s, the Division of Science was an award-winning body that helped break ground on when it came to contaminants in the environment and protecting drinking water.
But Commissioner Lisa Jackson has decided to eliminate the division and in its place create a science advisory board whose members would come from the academic sector. Officials say it would be modeled after the National Academy of Sciences and an advisory board that makes recommendations to the Environmental Protection Agency.
This will give us the potential opportunity to bring expertise from Rutgers, UMD-NJ, Princeton, Montclair, Stockton, Rowan, and others directly to the table to help guide us.
But environmentalists are panning the idea, saying that advisory board members could have links to regulated industries and could push for weaker environmental regulations. They say businesses often pay for research at the university level.
This board could be used as a way to prevent new regulations from coming forward, because they would bring it up to this board, which could be very political, and they could block things like, Category 1 streams being upgraded or new endangered species being listed, because the board itself will have sway over the pure science that's being done by the researchers.
DEP officials say the department already has a number of advisory boards in place that makes recommendations.
The professors who would potentially be participating are going to give their objective advice to us, and particularly in the area of science, I'm sure it'll be very objective, and I don't believe there'd be a political agenda to it.
DEP insiders and environmentalists say the record of the division has been a point of pride, and that the 20 scientists who are part of the unit already review outside research before making recommendations.
Being able to get peer-reviewed work from other places is being done by the Division of Science. They read the papers that are being done in research in other places around the country, and they do their own research as part of that.
None of the scientists will lose their jobs. They would be reassigned. Because of the change, officials say there is also an economic or budget advantage. Their salaries will be paid by fees collected by the department rather than from the general fund.
The ability to bring in some outside help gives us a chance in these very difficult economic times to move some of our scientists directly into some of our core programs like site cleanup, water supply, air management.
DEP officials haven't determined yet how many members will serve on the Science Advisory Board, but they hope to have the panel in place by June 30th. Ed Rogers, NJN News, Trenton.